All right, here we go. Uh, hey, John, welcome to my channel.
Hello, Fong Fong. How are you?
Good, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me today.
Sure, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name's John Hernandez. I work for J.Hiburn. I work with a men's clothing company. I have various backgrounds. I am 35 years young, but sometimes I feel like I'm 45. But I have a vast experience of technical prowess in different circumstances of fields. So I've worked for Child Protective Services, I've worked in industries in the United States, and now I'm working with men's clothing. So I like to count myself as a jack of all trades.
Like you live like a different lives, short amount of time. That is awesome. So it's like all different experience. It's great.
Yes, my father used to say I'd get bored very easily, and so I would move around a lot. So I think that's very true at this point. But I think the older I get, the more settled I become. Before I used to like doing so many other projects and doing what I can for the community, but now I feel myself being more rooted, which is very nice, very nice.
I agree with you. Once we are older, we prefer more like a stable life, in a certain pattern. I totally
Absolutely.
with you. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just it's nice to have stability in this crazy world that we live in.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know you lived in Virginia when you were in university, and you
Yes.
are, yeah, and right now you are living in Texas. So have you ever lived in other state besides the two?
Yeah, I was born and lived in Lima, Peru. My family moved a lot at that time when I was born, and so we lived in Peru. And I was born abroad, is what it's called. So I was nationalized as an American, but I have my nationalization also in Peru. Yes, most of my life I lived here in Texas. So we moved to the States to Texas when I was 6. My father, around the time of my high school education, around 17 or 18, he had a job opportunity to move to Virginia, and he gave me a possible situation. He's like, you can come with us, with me and your mother, to live in Virginia, and we can help you out, support in financially in your college education, or you can stay here if you want to stay here with your friends and everything else, and be on your own. I decided to do the move. I thought it was a new opportunity, a new adventure, and I really don't regret it. It was a different world, I'll say that. When I went to Virginia, I went to George Mason University, which is over in DC. So a lot of my classes were in the capital, and it was so
That's
peaceful.
amazing.
Yeah, it was great. I could walk to a museum, I could walk to a monument, and just have those at my hand. If I wanted to take a break and go see a museum during these breaks that I had during college, it was one of the best experiences that I experienced in my life. During college, I had signed up for nursing. It didn't really pan out, so I decided just to stick with social services and interdisciplinary studies with a minor in Spanish. I wanted to do something with people. I knew I was good with people, with interactions, with talking.
You are.
Sometimes I get nervous, but I like the dynamic of a social outcome. So seeing that more in depth really intrigued me. So I kind of stayed with that. When I did finish school, I had to establish myself in DC. I had a job opportunity, but Texas was home. As Virginia did feel like a temporary home, that was it, temporary. I knew that eventually I was going to go back home to Texas, which I don't look back on and regret one bit. My life has provided me such great wealth and opportunity here. Wealth as in just internal wealth, not just money, but I currently live in my home that I grew up in. So
Yeah.
I've renovated. I love my home, and now it's my home, but it's still a
I
treasured
know.
piece.
I know. That's the sweetest part.
Yeah, in this room that you're in right now, there's no virtual background. This is actually the room that I was when I came when I was 7. I remember these were baby blue walls, which I had to
Aw,
wonderfully paint to a nice cream.
aw.
I remember my bunk bed was over by the window with my brother, and I had toys scattered everywhere. But now it's an office. I still have stuff everywhere, but a little more adult, I guess you could say. But
Then I feel you are the richest person here.
yes,
Internally, yes.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
call this the Hernandez historical site because it is literally a historical site.
That is really amazing.
Yeah,
that's really amazing. Not everybody is lucky enough to be able to live in their old house. When I was little, about not that little, it's about like 13 years old or something. My parents moved to a new place.
Mm-hmm.
So until now, in my dream, I still dream the old house, to be honest.
And it's just sentiment. There, you have these memories that no one else has that are strictly yours. You remember the smells, the sights, the feels, and everything else. And so it's something that someone cannot take away from you or experience.
When you were in Virginia, very close to DC, did you go to the cherry blossom?
Yes, oh my gosh, they were so beautiful. I remember back in that day, I had a digital camera not attached to my phone. I had a camera that I was carrying around that I had film in, and I took so many pictures and I lost the roll. I couldn't find it. I was so upset. I put it somewhere and I think I lost it in the move back home, but I remember it was so beautiful, vibrant colors, vibrant, the smells even with them were just something I never experienced.
Yeah, that is beautiful. I was there once with my friend. I love there a lot. It's just phenomenal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazingly beautiful there. Yeah.
Yes, and even the winter, it gets cold up there. It got cold. I remember the first year I was there, it had we had a blizzard, and it was 12 inches of snow. And coming from Texas, well, before this last year, coming from Texas, we barely had a half an inch and everything was shut down. But with 12 inches, normality was still going on, and I was like, what is this? I stayed indoors. I became like a hermit. I was like, I don't go outside in this weather. But
so these places have lots of good memories there. I have some too on my list, and I would love to revisit.
Absolutely.
It's just hard these days. The pandemic thing, it just makes me feel I lost my whole 2020. I am losing 2021. Don't you feel the same way?
I do. Unfortunately, I feel like this pandemic this last year has really done a shift change for a lot of people, mentally, physically, emotionally. I feel like this has taken a lot of opportunities away from people for their self-growth and even growth as a family. Personally, I had trips planned. I had trips to visit, Mexico, Panama, Peru, Colombia, back to my home, that I had to cancel because I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe enough to travel to a different part of the country with things that were going on in my home.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting to a better place. However, I feel like we're still miles to go. Whereas there's still a fight to go on. Do I have hope that it will end soon? Yes. Do I believe it will end soon? Unfortunately not. I feel like it will still take some more time, more research, and more learning on our part to really determine that.
Did you get the shot?
I did. I got the Pfizer. I got the first one. And it's funny, like I got the first one and that one hurt. I was achy. I was feeling weird, and I was like, what's going on? It put me out for a couple hours, but I was fine. So I was like, I'm looking forward to the second one because I heard from everyone, oh, the second one knocks you out. The second one makes you this. It had my wife knocked out for a day or two. And so when I got the second one, I was all like, all right, I got the first one on the right, let's do the left. And so I got it, and like, a few hours in, it started hurting, but I had scheduled a workout. And so I was like, I'll see how that goes. And everyone's like, don't work out. I was like, no, I'll be fine. I worked out, felt great, felt all right. But the next day I was expecting to feel bad. I didn't, which was really, I feel like I got the weird effect of it, but I feel good.
We got the Pfizer too. And the first shot, you have some sore, hurt, pain, a little bit of pain here. Yeah. But the second shot, we feel almost nothing. Are you going anywhere, go to in the daily basis, or to exposure yourself to a dangerous environment or something like that?
Recently, yes, but with precautions. So I started going back to the gym. So I decided after the second shot, after the 2-week period, I would start getting back into the somewhat normal rotation of going into physical activity. And it's shocking to me in a good way that, these gyms, these locations that you are around a lot of people have safety precautions. The gym that I signed up for, 24-hour fitness, there's a specific location that has all the machines, but mandatory masks are required. In the state of Texas, the mandate for a mask is not necessary, but you see businesses that are putting that as a rule. It's like the no shirt, no shoes, no service. Now it's no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service.
I have an interesting thought there.
Please.
How do you feel when you have the mask on and on the running trail?
It sucks. I already hate running, but with a mask on, there is a difference. I even have a mask that's meant to be, that was, engineered for physical training, but it's still, you can still feel the restrictions. You still feel the tightness. You still feel constricted, but I still do it. I'd rather do that and take that additional step of a hurdle, as well, a lot of people like to call it, of wearing a mask, being safe to help someone else